And unbelievably, you'll see when you finish speaking how rich the chat was in the side while you were talking and how much activity there's been on Twitter during this. It's my great privilege now to introduce the next part of the program. We're going to hear from three really interesting thinkers and leaders talking about work in different contexts. Each of them is going to speak for about 10 minutes, and please continue to post questions and comments in the chat function. And then when each of them has had the chance to share their presentations and their reflections, we will have a brief discussion between the four of us. So first of all, we're going to hear from Nadine Trépanier-Bisson, who's the Director of Professional Learning at the Ontario Principals Council in Canada. We'll then hear from Lorenzo Bonussi, who's the Chief Innovation Officer at Fondazione per la Scuola in Italy. And finally, we'll hear from Mohamed El Idrissi, who's the CEO and co-founder of Teach for Morocco. And Mohamed's going to talk both about the work that Teach for Morocco have been involved in and also the wider Teach for All initiatives to support teachers and students and school leaders during the current crisis.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. It's my pleasure to be with you here today. Thank you, WISE and SGS, for providing this great platform where we can share inspiring ideas to improve the education system during this difficult time. I am Mohamed Idrissi, the CEO and co-founder of Teach for Morocco. In 2019, Teach for Morocco has become Teach for All's 50th partner and global network first partner in North Africa. Teach for Morocco is an independent non-profit organization that recruits and develops promising graduates and young professionals to affect change in the country's under-resourced schools and communities.
Mohamed, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Would you like to share your screen so we can see your slides, or would you like us to do that?
So Teach for Morocco is an independent non-profit organization that recruits and develops promising graduates and young professionals to affect change in countries' under-resourced schools and rural communities, to work toward improving education equity in Morocco, both inside and outside the classrooms. So we are working in partnership with the Ministry of Education, with regional councils, with municipalities. Moreover, we are working very closely with the parents' associations and civil society in order to ensure a high level of collective leadership approach that Teach for All has. So our motto, as I said, is, can you move to the second slide, please? Yeah, thank you. Our approach is to recruit and to select the national diverse promising future leaders and to train them during this summer training period. And after that, we place our fellows in the schools where we have the agreement with the Ministry of Education, especially in the low-income communities and the rural communities. And during these 2 years of commitment that we have with these teachers, we are going to develop and support them in order to work together with community members and with families and with local leaders towards a shared vision. So we cultivate a long-term collective also leadership with the alumni after the 2 years when they graduate. So, and after that, we have what we call a shared and adapt solutions. So we are sharing and providing a global platform of Teach for All with all the teachers around the world. We are 53 countries working together and sharing solutions and adapting on the local levels. So we share and provide global platforms for staff and teachers around the world, communicate all over the country and the world, provide all children education support and opportunities to fulfill their potential. Yeah, next slide, please. So I say to Teach for All, we are working here as a one team in the global. in the global team. So we are 53 countries, as I said. We are the first country in North Africa. So in the first case of COVID-19 that appeared in Morocco in March 2nd, the government have decided to close all the schools and universities in the country. What we did as Teach for Morocco, we have decided to get connected with our global network, Teach for All, and in order to figure out, especially with the MENA region, Teach for All MENA region, to figure out how we can find plans and strategies in order to work and to be able to find any platforms or etc. So as I said before, the Ministry of Education, they closed the schools, but in the same time they have tried to open e-learning opportunities to the students through TV platforms and radio channels, and also they have educational platforms in the internet. But also Teach for Morocco, they have decided to work from our global network, which is Teach for All, in order to see how we can get insights from our global partners about how to communicate first internally between staff and teachers, and how to communicate externally during this time of COVID-19. So teachers, after getting informed globally from different countries, especially from the countries who have been affected, like Teach for China and Teach for Italy and Spain, they got informed and they were so quickly to act locally during this period here in Morocco. So what we did, we divided our groups into 3 geographical areas. We have a group of teachers who are going to work with students and parents in the urban centers where they have the internet access and they have also the technologies and the materials to teach and participate with the parents in this region geography. And the second cluster and geography are the teachers who are going to work with the students and parents who are living in the rural areas, but they have difficulties in terms of internet access. They are using just their smartphones or WhatsApp in order to communicate. The third category, which was the most, the toughest one, are the ones who are living in the rural areas and they are working without the internet. They don't have even the smartphones, they don't have any materials to use in order to be able to communicate with their teachers. So we have tried to divide the teachers into 3 groups in order to find solutions on each group. If you go to the next slide, you're going to see some pictures of WhatsApp solutions that our teachers have done during this period with their students, of early childhood students. So all these students you can see here, they are living in the rural areas. And they can share with you a story here of our fellow Yusuf, who shared these nice pictures of his students. The first time when he started connecting with our students and parents, he found some challenges and difficulties to communicate with parents in these areas. In the culture, the mindset, and many other reasons that and he was unable to convince in the beginning to let the parents to communicate and participate with their students in these regions. But after what he did, Yusuf, he starts communicating and trying to work together with society civil and with the parent association to convince them about the importance of this period. And we have to work with to convince the parents and to find the problems where they have they have problems in the internet access, in the materials, in the smartphones, or they have just parent association, they have provided solutions to some parents with recharge or prepaid internet during smartphones in order to use the WhatsApp and to work directly with the teacher Yusuf. And he started with 4 students, now he is in 24 students. So he covered all his students in this area. And I would like to move to the next example. The next slide is about the SMS solutions. It was one of the solutions that we have provided in this period, difficult period. Our fellow, Esma, she's trying to communicate with parents, but they say to her, "Okay, we don't have time to work with our kids. We are so busy, and it's really difficult for them to organize and the time in which you can start teaching your kids and to how you can collaborate with parents." So our fellows now they are working together both with teachers. Teachers they are working both with students and parents, not just like before when they were just in the classrooms. So this is something different and new for them. So they have to work on pedagogical and methodologies and the student outcomes, and in the meantime they have to uh, 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 increase their leadership skills and communication skills with their parents and to convince them how they can organize themselves during this period to participate with them. So this is an example of a platform, an SMS platform that Teach for Morocco have created in order to send SMS to the parents' phone members, and they ask them with a small message, please click on this link in order to go directly to the lesson or to the video that has been made by our fellows. And they specify the time after they finish all their work in the house, like parents when they are working in the house. So what they do, they say, for example, at 3 p.m., please click on this link. Watch this video with your kids. Try to do this workshop. And I'm going to follow up with you after in the WhatsApp. It worked very well, and it was really great idea because we have succeeded to convince many other parents to join this solution, and not just the students and parents who are working working directly with teachers in the classrooms, but the external students who are now didn't have this chance to learn, to keep learning from home. So they start calling our teachers to include them in this service. The next slide is about another example about web TV that we have created in our websites that includes a weekly videos of lessons that each of our fellows is trying to share on daily basis or on weekly basis. We have the Monday and a lesson that we have to share about TV. So it's make it easy for parents and also students to organize themselves, and they don't have to upload or to download any video via their WhatsApp. They go just directly to the web TV, and it will be easy for them to find all what they need in terms of. So this is an example of what we have done just during this 4 weeks of time. I can say that we are trying to create like more initiatives during the coming few days with the third groups who are the ones who don't have internet access and they don't have smartphones. So this is another challenge that our fellows are trying to work. So finally, I would like just to end that that one thing that became clearer to us is that during this period, the work that we are doing is tremendous, has a tremendous purpose, and this global pandemic cannot be solved just by individual leaders. It requires all of us to work together in order to put the collective over the individual. So this is what our global network is always trying to do in its work, and for that reason, we are convinced to work with what we are doing is more important now than before. So to help each other and to be with each other more than any time before. Thank you so much.